Hey everyone, thanks a lot for joining us again. We're back here at our wilderness campsite. The purpose for our trip this time is we're going to be tearing down the old frame we had for our super shelter, and we're going to be building up a new one. With time, this is a long-term project. We hope to have something that has a bit of permanence, that we are able to come out here and not necessarily even require the hot tent and just sleep in the shelter. But for now, the main goal is to tear down the old one, build a bit of a smaller frame, and maybe if we have the time, work on some of the sides. So instead of using this tripod system, which when the legs stuck out, it kind of took out a bit of room, even though we tried to angle it in a way that gave us the most room we could. Because we're shortening it up, we want to make sure that we maximize all the space that we can. So instead of having a tripod and the bar is going across the back, I'm going to build a back wall. Should go up, I'm guessing, probably around 3 feet. And then we're going to angle up. So it's going to be a square back and angling up. And we're going to be putting another cross piece at the front. It's going to be lower than what we currently have, because right now it's around 8 feet. So we're losing some heat there, so we might as well bring it down to where we're maintaining as much heat as we can. Sorry.
My eye.
Sorry. Wasn't on purpose. Okay, so pretty much determined this is the length we want to go with on the back wall. Usually when we've used the hot shelter, we've always had a four-season tent with us, but we're trying to build it in a way that we can actually use it as a complete shelter. So this is going to be the length of our back wall. It's a little bit taller than me, and then it's going to V out to these trees, which are spaced out quite a bit. But this is going to be the length. We're going to be cutting these up, build up a wall. We're going to have to cut quite a few because we got to build up the wall at least 2.5 to 3 feet. That's the plan anyway. Alright, so we're looking for pieces of wood roughly around yay size. We want to have them probably roughly around 5 feet, 4 feet in length, so we can hammer them down through the ground at least a foot deep. Make sure it's nice and solid. This is to support our back wall. I don't think the ground's going to be too frozen for them. It's a pretty soft peat mossy type ground, so they should go in pretty good as long as we got a nice point to them. So that's why we got the axe here and the gone boy. I'm going to pick up a couple of pieces and see you back at camp. There's the rock. Well, the ground seems to be pretty frozen solid. I'm gonna try create a little hole punch, though I think the ground's probably gonna be frozen too deep. Not going in, folks. It's like hammering through cement. Look at that, just bounced right off. Amazing. Wow. Well, another lesson learned. If you're gonna build a shelter where you need to get into the ground, do it in the spring, summer, or fall. Sorry, folks. Alright, so another failure on the back wall for our shelter. The ground just too frozen solid. It's like cement. Can't punch through, but it's not lost work. We're gonna be able to stack this wood. We're gonna stack it up so it stays nice and dry-ish. So come spring, we're gonna start working on a full shelter. Right now, what we're gonna do though, we're gonna set up this new stove that Sandra got for me. It's the Uberleben Stoker wood stove. It packs very small in this little bag. It's fairly light. It's a little under a pound if you include the bag. And so we're going to put this one together and head on down to the water supply, get some water, and boil up some water for some coffee and prepare our supper. Windy, cold, and wet. Not the best conditions to start a fire. Ooh, that's close. This birch bark is wet. Stove is generating a lot of heat. Working great. The fero rod worked pretty much as expected. Nice. The big star of the show was this fat wood. Sandra picked some up, and we brought it along, which is good, because it helped us out a lot in getting the whole thing started. It's a bit of a learning process with the stove. You got to keep it fed quite a bit. But right now we seem to be doing okay. It does require a lot of feeding. Hungry stove. But what I'm putting in now is not fat wood. We used it just to start the fire up, along with a mixture with some bark. The bark was wet, so the fat wood really helped out quite a bit. Alright, so my thoughts on the Uberleben Stoker wood stove. It's a really solid unit. It works as advertised. Not ideal for winter though. From my experience, it's taken a long time to bring the pot of water to a boil, and it requires a lot of fuel. Probably come spring, summer, and fall, it probably will be ideal. It packs nice and small. It's really solid. I'm pretty impressed with it, but not ideal for winter. Really happy with the new ferro rod. It's nice to have that a more forgiving ferro rod, I guess you could say. It throws a great spark. And but the big surprise to me was that fat wood. Boys, it worked great. It grabbed the spark really nice and kept the burn going, so it was ideal for us to start this fire in wettish conditions. Right now we're just waiting for our water to get to a boil so we can have some coffee. We were hoping to cook something out here, but unfortunately we lost part of the day, so we're gonna have our coffee and then we're just gonna head on home. It's like a warm hug on a cold day. Oh yeah. Hey there folks, we're going to be heading on back. Obviously the sun's gone down, so we're just going to lug our stuff back. There's not that much snow here. So recent warm weather got rid of most of it, so we're just going to be lugging the snowshoes out. Thanks again for clicking on the video. Sorry that things didn't turn out quite as well as we'd hoped, but still we had a good time. Hopefully we'll have something better to bring you guys next time. Thanks again folks, take care.